My name is Lisa Zook. I serve as the Chief Strategic Officer at CTS. This is my cat Walter, who has decided that he would like to be on camera with all of us today as well. It's so good to see all of you here today. I want to start off, as I do, with some Zoom best practices, because we have a lot of people on the call. The number one best practice should be keep your cat out of the camera, and I'm already failing at that. Please remember to keep yourself on mute when you're not offering a comment, so that we don't have background noise distracting us from hearing one another. Also encourage you to open up your chat window, click on the little speech bubble in the bottom center of your screen, open up chat. You're able to send a chat to everybody or to individual people. It's a great way to make comments. Today's session will be interactive, so there will be time for you to bring your voices to this space. And you can also bring yourself into the space by using the chat feature. So please have that open and keep an eye on it. Also encourage you, if your Zoom screen name is not a name, if it's naming your device or your business instead of naming you as a person, we would ask that you click on if you hover over your face, you'll see three little dots in the upper right corner of your screen. And if you click on that, the second to the bottom one says rename, and you're able to rename yourself. So most of us have our names, but occasionally we're using a piece of equipment that comes up with either, iPad or the name of a business or whatever. So we would love to actually know who you are by name. So if you could do that for us, that would be lovely. President Ray is not here with us today. He is at a UCC CTE meeting, which is a meeting of the presidents and deans of the UCC seminaries. So he sends his greetings to all of you. And I actually thought that we would begin today by, I'm going to read the statement that he wrote in the wake of the presidential election. This statement was released on Monday on various CTS platforms, so you may have already had an opportunity to read it, but I think it's fitting for us to hear it as we begin our time together today. The statement is entitled, "When Rejoicing is Due." This is from President Stephen G. Ray, Jr., President of Chicago Theological Seminary. Here in the United States of America, we stand on terrain unfamiliar to most of us. We stand on the other side of an election in which the worst tendencies of our nation and specters of its past were on full display. We have lived through a time and witnessed something which few generations in America's history have seen. Because of the explicit embodiment of white resentment and grievance that is Donald J. Trump, white supremacy in all of its virulent forms, racism, misogyny, homophobia, and xenophobia, was on the ballot. The nation was given a choice between two very different visions of just what we mean by we the people. In the one is a dogged conviction that America could be so much more than we have been as a nation shackled by histories of lethal oppression and exclusion. This is a vision of our nation that takes the words upon which it was founded to be so much larger than the men who wrote them. It is a vision that the truth that all people are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights is a call placed upon each generation to make real. The vision of America has for today won out over the siren's call of tribe, malice, and hate. I say for today because it is ever the case that the limits of human imagination leave us vulnerable to making small the grand and wondrous gift of possibility which God ever renews before and within us. The results of this election come as particularly good news for religious people of goodwill. The concern for us has been that in the past few years, the tremendous power of the government has been used to bring hurt and harm to the most vulnerable in our midst. From the Muslim ban to the abominable family separation policy, to the constant harangues against the very idea that Black lives matter, this administration has literally destroyed the lives of many among the least of these and inspired others to end the lives of many. Our houses of worship, synagogues, mosques, and churches became killing fields. Our public spaces became places of open assault on the dignity and humanity of so many deemed as other. While we will never finally be saved by any nation or government, we rejoice that our nation, among the most powerful to have existed in history, is now in the hands of friends of humanity and our planet. Our work remains. It falls to all religious people of goodwill to make real a world filled with justice and mercy. The work is before us to save this planet and to give our descendants a future filled with hope. Chicago Theological Seminary stands with all who will join in this work. And to President Ray's words, I say, Amen. Friends, as President Ray's words ring in our ears, I invite all of us into this space together. However you are feeling in this moment, whether you are giddy with celebration or numb from months of uncertainty and fear, or grieving the deep divide that still exists in our nation. Whether you are feeling all of these things or none of these things, I am grateful you are here and that we are together. My friend and colleague, Dr. Kate Lassiter, is going to hold space for us today to be together, to take time to breathe, to acknowledge where we are, where we've been, and perhaps where we hope to go. I'm grateful for her presence with us today and now turn to her.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be with all of you here today. So thank you very much for welcoming me into this space in this way. Before we really begin to have a deep dive here, I just want to invite everyone to just come into wherever you are. So into your space, but also into our shared collective space here. So if you will, if you feel like you're in a safe place and it's available for you to close your eyes, feel free to do that. And just begin to listen to the voice that is within you. The voice that calls us to be the best parts of ourselves. The voice that also knows that we carry grief and pain, heartache and sorrow. And we know also that as we tune into this voice, tuning into our own breath, that there are words, so many words, that might capture both the hopes that we have, as well as all that has not yet been processed. I want to invite us into a litany, and you can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. This litany is actually just a sharing of lifting up some of the quotes that we heard on Saturday. And I want to invite everyone to keep their mics silent, except for my readers. And after our reader shares with us something, a line, I want to invite you to just respond with, "This is the time to heal."
I know times have been challenging, especially the last several months.
Friends, this is the time to heal.
The grief, sorrow, and pain, the worries and the struggles.
Friends, this is the time to heal.
Make no mistake, too many dreams have been deferred for too long.
Friends, this is the time to heal.
The road ahead will not be easy.
This is the time to heal.
But we've also witnessed your courage, your resilience, and your generosity of spirit.
Friends, this is the time to heal. Sit gently in this place where your whole self is welcome, where all of you is welcome, all your feelings, your emotions, what has come before, what will come after. And know that you are held here. We know that during this time, there have been so many moments that have been challenges to our human dignity, challenges to our survival. And this has been something that isn't just in the newspapers, but something that's also deeply, deeply personal. And so we want to take the time to really be able to name the kind of pain points that we have had to bear over the last, 9 months, 4 years. So I want to ask you to just go into some of where some of your pain points are stored. It might be a memory. It might have to do with DACA, immigration, assaults to LGBTQ rights, Black lives, sexual assault, hunger. Any of these and so much more. And just take a minute to see what's sitting with you right now. With a deep breath, and also trust in our community, I want to invite you to actually share and lift up some of those pain points with everyone in the chat box. And we can all just be here as witnesses, a community that bears witness to each other, holding each other in trust, holding each other in love and in grace. We who work towards mercy and justice. for all these pain points that we name. For all the places that we feel them, and all the ways that we feel them, and all the ways that we can't even yet begin to reckon with what has happened. We know that healing actually requires us to know that something is wrong, right? We don't need healing if everything is working okay. And we know that things haven't been okay for a long, long time, friends. But the past 4 years and the last 9 months especially have shown us maybe just the depths of what pain can look like, what sorrow can look like. And yet we hope, we believe that we will see another day, that there is something that calls us to live out our lives in a different kind of way. And also requires us to really be able to work through what the pain is and where it lives, or else we are bound to repeat it over and over and over again in our families, in our society, within our own selves, becoming strangers and strange, selling ourselves over and over again as if we were commodities, not valuing what it is that really makes us, which is relationships, relationality. And this place where we just come in to be, knowing that we are wholly and truly accepted. It was Paul Tillich who wrote in The Courage to Be that if we can just learn to accept that we're accepted, then we might have a fighting chance here. All of these particular pain points come out in different ways. Maybe it's been stress and anxiety in your particular work, in school, in family life. Maybe it's in the body itself. A lot of times it shows up in particular places, especially in the body. We don't even know that we have it stored there. So if you can, again, I want to invite you to close your eyes. And with the particular pain point that you feel, the thing that is breaking your heart, the thing that is leaving you in confusion, numbness, despair, shock, to just start by scanning the body with the mind's eye and trying to find where exactly that grief lives, because it has a home. It's made a home within our bodies. And it might be in the throat, it might be in the chest. It could be like a weight on your chest, a sore back, an achy shoulder. Maybe you feel tired of being burdened and carrying things. Maybe your knees are all achy because your needs haven't been met. Maybe your heart is heavy. Maybe your gut is twisted up or your stomach's in knots. Take a few minutes here just to identify where that is. And friends, once you find that place, I want to invite you to then begin to just rub your hands together. Your eyes are closed. No one's looking at you. Don't worry. Generate some heat between the palms. And then simply take the palms and place them with great love over that part of your body that is aching to be healed. If it's more than one place, move the hands up and around, creating these circuits of healing, healing and love, circuits of respect, circuits that acknowledge that as part of our birthright, we want to be in good health. We want to be people who flourish. We are people who seek life abundant. And as you place your hands on those places, begin to feel whatever that pain point feels like in you, and let your eyes begin to break it up. So you might see it as literally breaking up, like a crystal or something else that you're throwing on the floor and it just shatters and breaks open. Do this over and over again. Anything that is a hard structure that feels like there's a hardness of the heart, hardness in the body. Just seeing it being broken up. And then also healed with that loving touch of your own hands. This is your anointing. Whatever you find once you begin to break up all that hardness, all that disharmony, all those places that can leave us feeling stuck. Can make us think that we aren't without resource. Go into that place again. And ask yourself, what is beautiful here? What can I just love on? What can I just appreciate? Is it choosing myself and my trans identity? Is it choosing to protect my family? Is it holding with loving kindness and compassion all the times that I just had to step away from that which renders me as something that's less than a human being in other people's eyes, and by doing so asserting my dignity? Friends, hold on to that gift. Literally wrap it up in a box. Tie it with a bow. And hand it to yourself. We know that we have made it through because we are people who know what sustains us. We are people who do not just do this alone by ourselves. We have everyone behind us, the ancestors, saints, angels. All the years, all the wisdom, our grandmothers, our grandfathers. Even those who didn't quite know what they were doing, or maybe even did harm. And we have the future generations pulling us forward, 7 generations. All of creation. Calling for us. And we have each other. We have this beautiful community that we create and sustain together. Take a deep inhale in, friends. And a deep exhale out. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale all the way into your belly, filling the chest and then the throat. And exhale out fully. Just letting it come out however you want. I'm breathing gently. You might be whooping. Make a squeal of delight. Make a sigh. We have at least 1 more time to do this. Inhale, please. And exhale. Let it go. We have the breath that nurtures us. We have it in all our traditions. It is spirit, is ruha, is wind. And it signals our shifting and our movement. And we move together. We are the movement. We move together. In moving together, we also know that we have needs. We also have those things, our sacred traditions, that help to sustain us. If you'd like to open your eyes and turn into that chat box, And I do want to invite you to just write down anything that comes from your sacred tradition that has been a resource for you. We have all these things: family, prayer, stillness, being in nature, poetry, trees, plants. Housework, even housework. And yes, faith. And friends, we also know that the things that have sustained us are not always everything. We know that we have needs too. And so, community, I want to turn it over to you to voice what your needs might be. And then also, if there is someone who can help to respond to that need, to chime in as well. It might be a little cacophonous, but we'll give it a try, okay? No needs at all? Friends, if there are places where you can be a lending hand, don't hesitate to reach out to any of the people who are responding. Friends, I suspect that all of us have suffered in our communities. None of us end up at CTS by chance. And so even if you have a particular need that you don't even know yet how to say it, know that we're holding space for that too. You know that we lift up all these needs, these questions, these prayers, the intentions, letting them be, knowing that we've done the work that we can do with them for today. And knowing that they will be there for us plenty in the time to come. We still have our work to do. There's still plenty of work to be done. But let us not fail to attend to what we need. If everyone wants to just close their eyes again, we'll just come back into this space, into our bodies again. And we'll just ground down so that we can close together in a good way. Wherever you are, feel yourself settling into your seat. Feel the crown of your head rising, and feel that space between your ears and your shoulders just growing larger and larger. Let the inner ear soften so that we can really hear what we have to hear within ourselves. May our eyes soften so that we can truly see who we are and who we hope to become. And let the throat soften so that we can speak truth. Speak truths. And when you're ready, you can let your eyes open. And come back into this place, bringing this stillness with you. Knowing that we just need to be still and know. Friends, I'm grateful for your presence here tonight. It feels like night today, this afternoon. Thank you for being willing to give this a try with me. I hope that you've had a chance to experience something in your body and perhaps a release or just an opportunity to be witnessed, to be heard, to be seen. If there's anything that we need to say, I want to invite us to say that. You can unmute if you'd like. And I know that we might have some announcement afterwards. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Kate. We do have some announcements, but I do want to make space if anybody, there's a lot going on in the chat, but if anyone would like to speak and be heard, we have a little bit of time. So if anyone would like to respond in any way.
I did write this in the chat box, but I would like to raise my gratitude to all of the veterans and all of our current military members. And I pray that at some point in time, God's peace will prevail and we won't need that service, that we can take your talents and move them to more humane causes.
Thanks for that, Russ. Anybody else?
I got the benefits of being at a therapy session. Thank you so much. I needed it so badly.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks, Trish.
did somebody else say something? Go ahead. Okay, I'll go. I said in the chat too, thank you for this time of soul care. And can you hear me okay? There's a plane going by. Okay, good. And I just wanted to share with my CTS family. I was there back in 1989, 90, 91, 92. Did I say 19? Anyway, this week on Friday will be 50 years since I discovered a knot on my neck, which sent me to St. Jude Children's Hospital and had about 6 years in and out of treatment for cancer. And I'm just very grateful to be alive. My call to ministry emerged from that experience, and my appreciation for deep listening, which you have led us in, Catherine. So I just wanted to share that and say I'm grateful for y'all as well.
Thank you, Len. We're grateful for your presence with us too. Anybody else? Any other thoughts before I turn us to some community announcement time? Okay, hearing none, I will move to announcements. We have just a couple today. Dean Crowder is at the same conference as President Ray, but she asked me to make an announcement on her behalf. So she wants to note that J-term and spring 2021 registration begins next Monday, November 16th. So students, if you have not already done so, you should be connecting with your advisor in terms of what you'll be registering for. We are offering a new course called Black Sacred Music this spring, and we'll be able to offer 0.5 CEUs, continuing education units, for this course. It is open to the community. community participants would pay $200 to attend 4 Zoom sessions and receive the continuing ed credits. National artists and producers will be guests. So I'm going to drop in the chat the links to register. You register as an auditor for this particular course. And I think I just successfully did that, hopefully. So those are notes from the Dean. I also would like to call on my colleague, Kim Schultz, who has an opportunity to share with us from the Interreligious Institute.
Thank you,
Kim.
Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Just a real quick announcement. Hopefully you have already seen this in some way, shape, or form, but the IRI is hosting a Diwali celebration virtually next Friday, the 20th at 4 p.m. It is a family-friendly event. And Diwali, among other things, is a celebration of light over darkness, which feels appropriate with where we are. And we would love for you to join us if you haven't already registered for it. We will be doing, it's a interactive. We'll be making sweets. We'll be doing Rangoli, the decoration, traditional decoration, and there's a speaker and music as well. So if you'd like to join us, please register. We sent out at-home kits and we are just slightly past the deadline for that. But if you would like to email me personally, I can get a kit in the mail to you ASAP, and hopefully you will get it. And if not, we'll tell you what you need to prepare ahead of time if you want to participate. You're also just welcome to not participate and just watch. But if you want to participate in the activities, you'll need a couple things ahead of time. So I think that's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, encourage all of you to join us for Diwali celebration next Friday. As Kim said, if you email her, Kim, maybe put your email in the chat box. That might be helpful to folks. Yeah, we have participatory kits and definitely family friendly. So hope to see many of you there. We have a good crowd already registered. So I don't have any other announcements on my plate unless there's anyone who I missed. Amy, do you have anything from student life?
Nothing in particular, but do continue to check in on Fridays at 11 a.m. And if you want to come visit a church, we do feature different churches every week. We're featuring Trinity this week, so it's very popular UCC church in Chicago area that we haven't looked at yet. So come on by and come see, and reach out to me if you want to talk or need some support. I'll hook you up with one of the chaplains or me.
Thanks, Amy. Next week, oh yeah, I see a hand from Jerry.
Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that SGA will be hosting a 30-minute meditation, getting acquainted, sharing inspiration and prayers on the 15th. Most of our program of events will be held on Saturdays and Sundays. So on the 15th, we're going to do that. On the 28th and on the 29th, we're going to have a pajama party so that we can kind of socialize with each other, and you can bring any drinks of your choice. Hopefully it's just coffee and tea. And we'll kind of get acquainted in our pajamas. So it's hosted on Student Life, and it's also on the calendar. For more information, you could always look there. And thank you so much.
Thanks, Jerry. Next week, President Ray will be back with us to help to convene this time, and we will be also making time to mark the Trans Day of Remembrance. So I hope that she'll be able to tune back in and join us. Same time, same station, same Zoom link. It's always good to be with all of you. I, in the past few weeks, have leaned heavily on this community when we've been together like this, and even when we're not together, I'm holding you in my heart. And I feel strengthened because of all of you and supported because of all of you, and extremely, extremely grateful for your presence in my life. So go in peace. Have a good week. Don't watch the news obsessively. And I hope to see you back here next Wednesday. Peace, everybody.